All right, guys. Today we are talking about something that I'm super stoked about. I get questions about this all the time, and I am excited to be able to share this with you because it's going to help you so much as a writer, as a content creator. When AI first came out, even myself, I thought, holy crap, is this the end of copywriting? Is this the end of content creators? And while, maybe in 10 years or 20 years or so, yes, that might be the case. Right now, it's not. And people at first thought it was, went all in on ChatGPT, went all in on the different AI, opportunities. And they found that if you put in crapped prompts, you're going to get crap back out generated. And I just finished listening to a podcast with Sam Altman, who is the creator of ChatGPT, and it opened up my mind and really just affirmed to me that why my process works so well and why I'm able to create so much content and quality scripts and copywriting is because I understand how to use AI the way that Sam Altman intended it, while the majority of the world is using AI the wrong way. So, I'm here to explain that and to help you so that you can use AI to help you to write more, better, faster, quicker, easier, and it's going to make your life a million times better and give you more opportunity to scale and to grow. All right. So first, I know that there are a million different chat GPTs, AIs, writing tools out there. There's millions of them. There's new ones popping up constantly every day. Currently, when this video is made, December 5th, 2024, I am using ChatGPT and Claude AI to write content, to write my scripts, to write my copy. Um, Trying to think if there's anything else. I've messed around with Benson, not a fan of it. I've messed around with lazy lines. It's pretty good. But I've got my process down with ChatGPT and Claude AI that I don't really need currently to mess around with anything else. So know that this process can be used with other tools. And if you have a better tool, or if you have a tool that you prefer or an AI that you prefer, then just take this process and apply it to that because it is very flexible. So let's pull up our page here. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So using AI to write really good freaking copy. Um, so first I'm using Chat GPT as my first level, and then I'm using Claude AI. And I'm using the paid versions of both. You don't necessarily have to get the most out of them, but it will only let you have so many inputs per, a certain time frame into each of them. If you pay for them, you get a lot of inputs and outputs. And the process I do is like a very continual kneading process, basically kneading of the dough, if you will. So first things first, let's talk about how Sam talked about ChatGPT being used. So the main problem with AI and specifically with ChatGPT is that people view it as something that creates and expands. So they'll do a small input to create or expand on. This sucks. Don't do this. Um, it was not designed to do this at all, especially with copy. What ChatGPT and most AI modules are created to do is to condense and clarify. So take a bunch of information, a bunch of data, and bring it down to the valuable pieces, condense it down, clarify the message. So instead of giving small inputs to create or expand, we need to reverse engineer that. So we need to word vomit on Chat GPT, over explain, over talk. I mean, talk to it like, it's your bestie. Talk to it like you're a couple shots in, like 5 shots in, and you've got your client is your ex-boyfriend and you're trying to win them back. That's how you need to talk to ChatGPT. Give it so much information. So how I do this effectively is I will interview my clients via Zoom video. Um, and I'll ask them very detailed questions to get specific answers. And I ask ChatGPT to help me with those questions. I give the ChatGPT, I give them their ideal client. I give them all the information I have on the business. I give all the information I have on the main client who will be using the scripts. If I can get personality tests, I will input that into ChatGPT. I will give it so much information that it will know this person inside and out. It will know their ideal client inside and out, and it will know their business inside and out. Crazy. That's all that you need to write good copy. And then ChatGPT from there will be able to help you develop questions to interview them. So I interview my clients. I put all the information in and I ask it to give me, 5 to 10 questions to ask them that are trending. I ask it to research Reddit. I ask it to research Google keywords and phrases. I ask it to research its competitors. So in my onboarding form, I ask my clients for competitors. I also ask them for brands that are in similar niches that they like. And so I'll ask them to specifically research those companies and those social media pages as well. So I'll have those questions. I'll interview my clients via Zoom, or I'll text it to them or send it to them in a note, and they have to send me voice notes back. And I want voice notes and I want video recordings because people tend to share more when they're talking. When you sit down and write, you tend to bring things down a little bit and you tend to edit yourself a bit more. But if you get someone talking, usually they'll blab, right? That word vomit again. So I want them to word vomit on me so I can take that transcription and throw it into ChatGPT and word vomit on ChatGPT. So interview your clients, ask specific, detailed questions to get specific, detailed answers. And then you take I'm going to go want voice note or video. And if you have the random person that actually writes like crazy, awesome, then have them write. But usually these individuals are hiring us because they can't write. They are orators. They're much better at just being interviewed anyway. So, or video. Okay, so take transcription from Convo and paste it into Chat GPT. Boom. And then you give it to them. And what I do is, because I don't want it to just take the information in the conversation. I also want it to pay attention to the client itself, right? The person talking. So the first thing I'll do is I'll paste that transcription and I'll say, please study the tone, style, and cadence in which it's usually like speaker 1 or 2. If you do like Otter AI transcription, you can use whatever transcription tool you want, but Otter AI is the one I use. So I'll put that up here as well. Otter.ai. So please study the tone, style, and cadence in which speaker 1 is communicating. Um, and make note of it. And then I'll hit enter. And it will give you kind of like a little summary of what it thinks that person's about. And I'll be like, so then I'll go, great job. I'm always polite to AI because you never know when they're going to take over the world. Great job. Now, please save that and use the original and same tone, style, and cadence in which speaker 1 spoke, and write, 6 scripts for them. These scripts Remember, we're giving it a ton of information. These scripts need to be 60 seconds long. And usually sometimes I'll tell it to do talking head only. Talking head is like this, where it's the frame and they're a talking head, because otherwise sometimes it gets really willy-nilly and starts designing out sets and shot lists and all this stuff, which can be really helpful. But sometimes it's too much. So these scripts need to be talking head um, and optimized for, and then putting the platform that you want it to be optimized for. So usually mine's Instagram. Um, this script needs to have the following format. So then I'll either go ahead and go grab a copywriting format like Ada, or I'll just say hook, problem, solution, oops, solution, I can't see, CTA. And then a lot of times if you don't give it variations in which to write, it'll write kind of the same stuff over and over and over again. So a lot of times I'll give it multiple CTAs. Sometimes I'll go and get, those fill in the blank, like these are the 25 trending hooks. I'll go grab those templates and be like, here's some hook templates to work with. Here's some CTA templates to work with. Here are different types of short form video templates to work with. And so I'll give it all of the templates I have to say, please change. And then I'll say, so give templates, templates. And then I'll say, please also make sure you change up the format, hooks, and CTAs for each script. Uh, use conversational copy, because a lot of times it'll give you a bunch of bullet points if you don't do that. And then you also need to specify if it's going to be a value packed reel, like educational value, or if it's going to be a pitch, because usually it'll default to pitching. Use conversational copy. And then if you are implementing like client stories or client results, if you're doing pitch or sales ones, then you need to tell it to not make up any stories. So finally, please, finally, please do not make up any stories, names, or scenarios. If you need additional things like this, please make a note and ask me. Boom. And then that's my script. So you can imagine, like, that is a lot to give it to work with. And sometimes I'll break those up into separate steps just so it's not a lot, because that's a lot for it to generate. Or I'll ask it to do one at a time so I can make sure each one is different. And then obviously from there, this is the first draft. So now I've got the first draft. I will copy and paste whatever ChatGPT creates for me, and I'll bring it over to Claude. So copy and paste results, take over to Claude, and then Claude just has the ability to write more like a human. So then I'll be, please make all these better. Sometimes I'll just say that. But then if you have a specific person or a specific tone that you want it to be, you can be like, please use Andrew Tate tone for like highly dominant masculine tone. Please use, Oprah, Beyonce, Boss Babe tone or whatever. And Claude is very good at that. So please make these better. Please use blank tone to rewrite these um, and make them more engaging. Yeah. And then there's your draft too. And then from there, probably what I normally have to spend the most time on is the hooks and the CTAs, because those are going to be the most important part, making sure that it flows. So then from there, once I have like a near finished product, spend rest of time getting fire hooks and CTAs. Um, and then from there, read scripts out loud to make sure they make sense because AI makes mistakes all the time and flows properly. Another hack that I use is if the client does not have time to talk to me, if they have reels, if they have videos posted, if they have podcasts posted, if they have vlogs, I'll take the blog and ask it to condense the blog into a script. So I'm not asking it to rewrite it or write a script based off the blog. I'm asking it to take the blog and pull it into a script. So that way it's still chock full of value. So your wording is very, very important in a lot of these things. Um, and yeah, that's basically my very basic process. There is a lot of research that happens prior to this normally. So I'm doing research again on Reddit, on Google keywords, in the Facebook ad space. I'm looking up details about competitors, about people who are trending in the niche and in similar niches to get different ideas. And I'm taking all that information and presenting it in the very first step that we talked about before we do the interview. So, um, that's my process. Hopefully you find it useful. If you've got any questions, reach out to me. And if you want, one-on-one coaching or if you want to join my mentorship program, I'd be happy to teach this all to you in detail and critique your copy so that you can get to 10, 15K, 20K months like me. So I'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your evening.